Could you both discuss your positions on consolidation, shared services, and cost-cutting measures, and maybe address some of these issues that have been discussed?
As you said, the town and village do share a lot of services. Our councilman alluded to a few of them. I'll try to remember the ones that maybe they forgot. Code enforcement, been operated jointly by Mr. Frigo and Mr. Beaulieu. The community center, joint boards, we pay $85,000 a year toward their payment. We split the cost of operations and maintenance. We have the water department. We have water districts outside the village. They do our billing for us. If we have repairs to be made, we get a leak out there or a mechanical problem, they come in and they take care of it, and then they charge us. We pay a fee to them for that. What else we got? We got, oh my God. Well, those are just some of the things. I think I covered a couple, but what you have to keep in mind is basically we are consolidated or share services in just about any activity or service that the town and the village provide. In the area of the town barn, yes, we are thinking about a new town barn. One of the things you have to remember is we have different type trucks. In the village, they plow streets. They don't have the wing on the truck. We do more high-speed plowing. They do. I mean, you can't drive around 40 miles an hour in the city, in the village plowing streets. But out in the country, you can get there, and when you use the wing, you throw that snow. You couldn't come flying down Main Street with one of our trucks with the wing out. There wouldn't be any windows left in the building. Yes, we are looking to build a new town barn. Our town barn is very old, asbestos in there, things like that need to be cleaned up, and we're looking at the airport so that we can centralize our equipment, have all of our equipment together in one place. That's why we're looking at the airport.
Thank you, Gary. Joe?
There are certainly a couple other areas that can be looked at. We have a separate town and village court. Can we combine those into one court? Sure we could. Will it be, does it need some thought and some planning and some discussion? Sure it does. The town barn, I hadn't heard the proposal for the airport. That's news to me. I'm sure it's news to most people in the township. I hadn't heard there were plans to put the town barn at the airport. Of course, the first question that comes to mind is security at the airport, but that's another whole story. But if you look at the geographic location of the joint village Massena Central Transportation Facility, it's really a stone's throw from the airport. So why not talk to the village and the school about adding another wing on the facilities there and moving the town barn operation to that location? It would certainly, I'm sure, save money. There are economies of scale. If you're buying sand or salt or oil or gasoline, right, for 3 entities, I'm sure there's an advantage to that as compared to buying it for one. We talked, one of the councilmen, I think it was Mr. Nicola, talked a little bit about the different, the challenges they've had with different water districts. What if we had a water authority that oversaw all the water for the town and the village? Now, the village, I think, would have some hesitations because they make the water department's a money-making proposition. And let me correct that, it's a revenue generator. But again, maybe those discussions could lead to some benefit for both municipalities. We could have one water authority overseeing the entire water operation outside the village as well as within the village. It's simply a matter, I guess, of immediately asking the question, do we need to do this on our own, or would it be a bigger benefit to do it in conjunction with the village? And if those discussions are happening, if those questions are being asked, I don't think they're being done in public session, and they should be.
Thank you. Dottie, you have a question for Joe, and then over to Garrett.
Okay, Joe, you said how important government efficiency is. What would you do to make the town of Massena government more efficient, beneficial to the community? And I suppose extended to, and Gary, what have you done and what would you like to do in the future to get to that goal, improve that goal?
The one of the things that when we talk about efficiency, it comes down, I guess, to budget. And the town tax rate, as we all know, is proposed. This is proposed right now, the budget for next year, to drop a penny, I believe. What we don't look at, though, in that equation is that most of our assessments have been increased. And we're spending, is it $30,000 proposed more next year than this year? Now, certainly, some of those increases are unavoidable due to contractual obligations and things like that. So I'm just saying that we need to be as mindful as we can of expenditure of public dollars. And again, we look at areas where can we cooperate better? Where can we perhaps consolidate services with the village? It's a matter of, again, I think a fresh set of eyes coming in sometimes to come up with new solutions. I don't have the advantage of having 2 decades on the board or even 4 years on the board that I can tell you nuts and bolts that, yeah, we can do this, this, and this differently. But I can tell you that I want to come in, ask questions, and even more importantly, go to the public and say, what are your ideas? Let's create, let's make sure the town website is accessible as possible to people. Let's create a blog for the supervisor, for example, or the town council. Let's ask people for their input. Let's have a question of the week to the people. I've been shocked. I started a website for my campaign. I think it's the first time I've got a local campaign online. And I'm amazed at the people that visit that website and the questions that I get via email. Will those people pick up the phone and ask me? Maybe they would, but I know it's pretty easy to sit at home in your pajamas and type a question into a candidate. Likewise, we can do those similar things and ask the public how they feel about things and ask them for feedback on ways to improve government services and make government a little more efficient, perhaps.
Thank you. Gary?
Fire the question again.
Okay. Gary, you also said how important government efficiency is. What have you done to have the government run on a more sustaining efficiency?
With as many agencies or departments that we have under our town budget, the library, the recreation department, the rescue squad. For 4 years, I've been trying to tell those folks, or ask those folks, that there's got to be a time where we're going to say, how much, you're going to tell me how much money you're going to need to run efficiently and do the mission that you're supposed to get done. This way, they will know what amount of money they can be looking for on a year-to-year basis. Of course, there'll be increments where you got to cover the costs that they have no control over. And it also gives the supervisor the opportunity to know in advance, this is the this is the amount of money that we've got to set aside. I think just by doing that, by capping it at a reasonable level, we'll have the money set aside that we know we're going to have to spend on a year-to-year basis, and they know what they're going to get. There's a time coming that if the library has been in the newspaper lately, if the raises, we continue to give the raises over the next 4 years to the library, we would be sending about $1 million down to Glen Street. And that is unacceptable in a town this small. That does not say anything that the library doesn't going to do a good job or provide services. There's just so many dollars to go around, and somewhere along the line, you got to say we have to learn to live with this, and that's the way it should be for all those type of agencies. And remember what I said, there should be increases each year to cover raises in taxes or retirements or stuff like that. We just can't continue to send those types of dollars all over the township. Thank you.
Thank you. Chuck?